Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And this is the fifth problem. And here we are going to solve the problem merging of two sorted lists. And these lists are linked lists. So let's see what is the problem. And this is the problem number 21 of LeetCode difficulty level easy. The problem is you are given that two heads of two sorted linked list, list 1 and list 2. These are the pointers to the lists. Okay. And we have to merge the two lists into a sorted list or final list. This list should be made by splicing together the nodes of the two linked lists that their nodes are provided. So you can see the diagram is shown here, and in the diagram you can see 1, 2, and 4. This is the first linked list, and 1, 3, and 4. This is the second linked list. You can see the linked list 1 and linked list 2 as input, and output is this. So let's see how we can solve this problem. So first of all, we can compare, right? The two lists are there. So we can compare two first elements of both the lists. So this is the first element and this is the first element. Okay, they are both same. So I am going with the first element of the first list. Then again after that, I will compare the second element of the first list and the first element of the second list. Okay, and then okay, second element of the first element of the second list is smaller. Then I will add it. Now, this two list compare the first list consists of 2 and 4 and the second list consists of 3 and 4. Now, 2 is less, so 2 will come here, and after that again we will do the comparison. So in this way we can solve this problem. Okay. So here we can check pointer one by one. We can check the element of the two list. First element of the list or current elements of the list are less than or not, and if it is less then we will add it to the new list or final list, and we will remove it from the existing pointer, or we can upgrade the pointer to the next element of the list. So let's see how we can code the program. And here you can see there is a class, and list node class is also created here, and its demo is given. It has two parameters or two properties. First one is value and second one is you can say next or the pointer for that specific node. So first I am going to create a dummy node, and dummy node will be object of class list node like this. Okay, so there is no need to pass the values for the constructor, as the constructor has the default parameter. So value has default value 0 and pointer is null. Okay, so now I will create one more pointer, that is current node, and it will point to dummy for now. Okay, now I will check if both the list, like this list 1 and list 2, are empty or not. Okay, so if they are not null or they are not empty, then we will iterate over the loop, right? We have to iterate the loop to compare the elements, right? So while iterate over the loop, list 1, list 1 and list 2. Okay, this loop will iterate over the list 1 and list 2 unless and until any of the lists has reached to the null or they don't have any linked elements to it. Now, the thing is, we have to compare the first item in every iteration or the first node in every iteration of both the list, right? If whichever the node is smaller, we have to add to our final list. So here, if first node, that is list 1 dot value, so we can say as val, is less than or equals to list 2 dot val. If this condition is true, then we have to append this first element of the first list to our dummy list. Okay, so dummy list is currently we have pointed with current node. Okay, so current node, okay, dot next equals to list one. This is the first thing we need to do. And second thing we need to do is we need to point to the next element of the first list because we have captured the first element. So list one dot next list one equals to list one dot next. This is the thing. What if the list one element is greater than the list two element? So here the condition is else, and we will do the same thing for the list two. So here current element dot next equals to list 2 because we have to keep smaller element in appending to our new linked list, and we need to update the list 2 as well. In this scenario, list 2 equals to list 2 dot next. So this is the thing, but every time we have to capture in our final list also, we have to point the last added element, right? So that's why we have to update our current pointer to the last element of our dummy list. So current dot current equals to current dot next. So now this is the it will iterate over this, it will check and it will append the elements one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay. So now what if any list has more elements or it has remaining elements? So in that scenario, the remaining list we have to append at the end of our dummy list or final list. Okay. So for that I am going to check if list 1 is not null. Okay. In that scenario, we need to add current dot next equals to list 1. This thing we need to do. Otherwise, if list 2 is not null, then we need to add current element dot next equals to list 2. So in this way our final list is created. But one thing, we can't directly return dummy because dummy list's first element is 0 as we have initiated it here, and you can see if we initiate a list node object, its first node is 0. So we have point out to the next node. Okay, so return dummy dot next. So in this way, so let's try to run the program, and now you can see all the test cases are passed. Okay, and in this way this program will work. Let's see the dry run for this program. Okay, so I have created a presentation for that, and let's see how the things works. Now these are our two lists and we are going to do dry run over these lists. Okay, so first of all we will create a dummy list with this list node class object. So I am going to create a dummy list that has value 0 and pointer as dummy. Okay, now I am going to create a current naming new pointer named current, and I am going to point it to dummy. So I am going to point it to dummy. Then while list 1 and list 2, okay, so list 1 is not empty, it has 3 elements, list 2 has 3 elements, so they are not empty, so we are in loop. Okay, now if list 1 dot value is less than equals to list 2 dot value, so you can see list 1's first element 1 and list 2's first element 1, and we are comparing the value. So list 1's value is equal to list 2's value. Okay, either it should be less or it should be equal, so this condition will satisfy. Now if the condition will satisfy, current node, so this is our current node dot next, so current node dot next should be equal to list 1, should be equal to list 1's first element. So you can see list 1 we have pointed. Now the second is list 1 equals to list 1 dot next. So now we have to point the list 1 variable or list 1 pointer to the next element of the list 1. So we have pointed out. Okay, so if block, so we will come out of the if, and now we have to update the current our current pointer. So current pointer initially pointing to the first or zeroth element. So now current equals to current dot next. So this is our current element. Okay, and we have to update it to current dot next. So it is current dot next. Now let's again, it will iterate over the loop. It will check value of list 1 and value of list 2. So now value of list 1 is greater than value of list 2. So else it will come to else block. And now current element dot next equals to list 2. So it will add this list 2's element. Then list 2 equals to list 2 dot next. So we have to point out this pointer to the next element of the list 2. So you can see it is the next element of the list 2. Then we will come out of the else block and we have to update the current pointer to the new next pointer. Okay. So this is the current and we have to point it to current dot next. So we will point it out to current dot next. We will check the while. Okay, the loop is to be while. So the loop is there. Now list 1 dot value, that is 2, and list 2 dot value, that is 3. So list 1 has value that is less. Okay, so we are going to append this element here. So current dot next equals to list 1. So current dot next equals to list 1. Now we need to update list 1's pointer. So list 1 pointer should be updated to the next element of the list 1. So it is updated. Then we will come out of the if block and here current equals to current dot next. So current equals to current dot next. So we will point out. We will again check if list 1 and list 2 are not empty. Yes, it is not empty. So we are in the loop. Now list 1 dot value. So list 1 dot value, that is 4, and list 2 dot value, that is 3. Okay. So 3 is less. So in that scenario else block will execute. So current element dot next equals to list 2. So we will add the list 2 here. Now we need to update the pointer of list 2. So list 2 equals to list 2 dot next. So we'll update the pointer of list 2. Now we will come out of the else block and after that current equals to current dot next. So this is our current and I will update it to current dot next. Now we will again come here and we will check list 1 and list 2 are not null. Okay, so the loop will continue. Here list 1 dot value, it has value 4, and list 2 dot value, it has value 4. So it is less than or equals to, yes, it is equals. So I am going to execute, or here if block will be executed and current dot next. So current dot next, and we are going to append the list 1 to here. So list 1 will be appended here. Then list 1 equals to list 1 dot next. So list 1 equals to list 1 dot next. So there is no element, so it is going to add it as a null. Okay. So now after that current element equals to current dot next. So this is our current and I am updating it to current dot next. So now it will again come and it will check while list 1 and list 2. But now list 1 is empty. So it will throw a null. And that's why this condition will false and we will come out of the while loop. Okay. So once we will come out of the while loop, it will check if list 1. So is list 1 empty? Yes, it will return null. So this condition will be false and this if block won't execute. Then after that it will check if list 2. So list 2 currently have one element, so this condition will return true and here this will execute. So now current dot next. So this is current and this is the current dot next equals to list 2. So we have to add this element here. Now we need to return our sorted merged list, but we can't directly return current pointer or we can't directly return dummy pointer, as dummy pointer is pointing to 0, which is the initial element or the first element. So we have to point to the next. So return dummy dot next. So this is dummy and it is dummy dot next. So this is all for this video. If you have any confusion, then please feel free to ask the questions in the comment section below. If you think this video is helpful, then please share this video with other programmers, and we will see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep growing.